Welcome, everyone, to the championship week of the league. The final video, well, not the final, but really the final report of the season. And holy shit, guys, it's been a fast year. I don't know about you guys, but seems like it's gone by pretty fast. So cheers to everyone that has not made it. Double cheers to the Finesse and Smeagol's. Cheers. Woo! Let's get into it, guys. Again, week 17. Weird. With the extra NFL game. Now, this is the championship week. Normally, we would already be done, but now we got an extra week. So, let's get right into it. The standings have basically, again, obviously, they're not going to change, but the draft order has been updated. The Wise Guys now have the number 3 pick. The Bunny Bangers have the number 4 pick. So both teams could not capitalize on their bye. And they're stuck with those picks. We'll get into who has a chance to get the number 1 and 2 picks a little bit. And the Heaters have the number 9 pick. And the Voyagers have the 10 pick. Excuse me, because the Voyagers had a better regular season record than the Heaters, so they get a worse overall pick. And there's only 2 teams left. Got the LA Finesse and the Philadelphia Smeagol's. But again, there are really 2 games that matter this week. Obviously, the Finesse and the Smeagol's for the title, the championship belt, that championship belt, and the match in the consolation bracket between the Tampa Bay Tiger Sharks and the Columbia Dumpster Fire. The winner of that gets the number 1 overall pick. And we'll get into some more details on that a little bit later. Let's get into the power rankings. Again, probably doesn't mean that much. We're going to go through these super quick. Number 12 coming in, Wisconsin Bunny Bangers. They're fucking garbage. Coming in at number 11, you got the Washington Wise Guys. Again, both of these teams, worst records in the league, worst teams in the league. Got a bye in the consolation bracket, and both of them lost. So all they needed to do was get a win, and they would have gotten a top 2 pick, but now they both have the number 3 and 4 picks, respectively. Coming in at number 10, you got the now current, but soon-to-be former champ, the Long Island Roondogs. And again, Mandy, whoo! It's tough leaving the belt. Ask P-Man, ask Joe. I know it. It sucks. So you better kiss that thing, take some pictures with it, because it might be the last time you ever have it. You never know. But who knows? Coming in at number 9, you got the Tampa Bay Tiger Sharks fighting for that number 1 pick this week. And that's what this team needs. This team, the last 2 years, has been right on the cusp of the playoffs and just gotten out. Last year on some bullshit technicalities. This year just on points for. So if they can secure the number 1 pick, they would have the power and probably the ability to probably take down the Central next season if they make the correct choice. But we'll get into that a little bit later as well. Coming in at number 8, a little bit better, we got the Trenton Trolls. Again, this team, they got to build around Jonathan Taylor. We'll see what they can do in the draft. Coming in at number 7, we got the Columbia Dumpster Fire, also fighting for that number 1 pick, but they gave that pick away in the first round to the LA Finesse, who are fighting for the title this week as well. So, should the LA Finesse win and the Dumpster Fire win, that means the LA Finesse get the title and the number 1 overall pick. I don't think that's ever happened before. That's pretty fucking crazy if that will happen. That'll just be the rich getting richer at that point, but we'll see. I don't have faith in the Dumpster Fire in anything anymore. But yeah, we'll see. Coming on At number 6, we got the SC Titans Elite taking another loss last week. They just, after they made the playoffs, I think, again, just like Graydon said, they had spent all of their chickens, all of their goats. They sacrificed everything they could to get in the playoffs, and it just didn't work out. The Bucks have not been putting up a crazy amount of numbers, and their guys got injured, and it just... So maybe next year, Joe, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Even though it did work for the regular season, it doesn't work for the playoffs, and that's where that shit matters. Coming in at number 5, the champion of the Central, the French Quarter Quailmen. Looking goddamn solid, probably one of the brightest teams in the league looking towards the future. I mean, again, they had 4 first-round picks this year and put all of them to good use. So this team, if they can get another solid draft pick, which they have the number 7 pick this year, so not too terrible. I don't know if they traded it away or not. I haven't checked, whatever. But number 7 is not too bad because this year is not really the year you want the number 1 overall pick. I mean, of course you want it because it's the number 1 overall pick. But all the guys that were on offense that were coming out that were huge was last year. This year, it's a lot of defensive players, and maybe there's going to be 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, maybe 5 guys that you got to have in that first round. But it's going to be a crapshoot. It's more of a defensive style draft. And again, we're only going to have 5 rounds from here on out in the draft. So, again, because those 6th and 7th rounds, guys were picking bullshit, and just get that out of there. So we'll have more quality picks, more quality trades because of that, and guys that you can actually use. And again, this will come in the off season, but we may increase the taxi squad size by 1. We may increase the IR slot by 1. And we may increase the bench slot by 1, but I don't know about that. We'll see. We'll vote on all of that shit in the offseason. Don't worry about it right now. Coming in at number 4, you got the Vietnam Voyagers. Yeah, came up short, got hurt bad by the COVID bug, and honestly just got hurt bad by fucking oversleeping and picking the wrong guys. Had the Voyagers picked up or started Edmonds, or even started Burrow, which, again, you're not going to start Burrow over Stafford any day of the week. But Burrow has torched Baltimore this year. But not starting Edmonds is what cost these guys a chance at the title. And they're going to be thinking about that all off season. And they're going to have to make some changes there, maybe in the offensive coordinator department. We'll see. Coming in at number 3, you got the Hickory Grove Heaters. Came up just short in the East Championship last week. Again, very up and down team, very streaky. This team looks to be pretty solid, though. They have the number 9 pick in the draft. So they should be in a pretty good spot to pick up at least just one more player to kind of put them over the hump and take down, I would say big brother, but little brother. Speaking of, coming in at number 2, you got the Philadelphia Smeagol's. Won the East. This team's in the championship game again. They were in it 2 years ago and beat the Voyagers to take the title. They're in it this year against another West team, the Finesse. Can they do it again? We will see. Coming in at number 1, the aforementioned L.A. Finesse. Took down the Voyagers after their bye week. Again, both teams, both playoffs, actually, were kind of chalk. The best 4 teams in the playoffs, the Finesse and the Smeagol's, they had a bye, they won, and now they're in the championship. The Dumpster Fire and the Tiger Sharks, they did not have a bye, but they were the best teams, record and points-wise, going into the consolation bracket. They won both of their games. Now they're in the battle for the top spot. So if you would have bet chalk for the playoffs, you would have been winning right now. But let's get into the actual matchups. Again, there's only 2 that matter this week. And the first one is the battle for the number 1 overall pick. you got the Columbia Dumpster Fire, and what's probably their last game ever as the Dumpster Fire. Maybe even in Columbia. We don't know where they're headed, but we have heard from the owner and the coach that they will not be the Dumpster Fire anymore. They may relocate to somewhere else in Columbia. I don't know where they're going to find the space to fit another team, and I don't know if Columbia even wants another team at this point. But we'll see what happens there. And then you got the Tiger Sharks, rebranded this year, almost made the playoffs yet again. But they're looking to secure the #1 spot and take that team to the next level. Because Tampa Bay, they are ready to explode. Everything else in that town, they win. Hockey, they got it. Football, they got it. They don't have basketball, so that sucks. Baseball, they got it. Fantasy football, they almost got it. So they are ready to explode. As of now, it says the Dumpster Fire should win, but it is also a toss-up at this point in time. There were no Thursday games this week, so there are no scores for these videos, which is kind of nice. I kind of like it. I fucking hate Thursday games. But yeah, the Dumpster Fire have a 5-point advantage on projections right now. And it should be a really good matchup. You got Tannehill versus Allen, Chubb versus Carter, Scott versus Hunt, who's questionable, Antonio Brown, who's questionable, versus Keenan Allen, A.J. Brown. So this is going to be a very, very tough matchup. Who wants that #1 pick? But again, even if the Dumpster Fire win, they don't have that #1 pick anymore. The Finesse do. So maybe the team in Columbia is feeling a little, non-inspired. But that team in Tampa, they want that pick. They want the power because they saw what Dan did last year, and they've seen what one good player can do for that franchise. And honestly, the Tampa Bay Tiger Sharks, that's all they need is one more good player. But enough with this battle for the #1 pick, consolation bracket bullshit. Let's get on to the real stuff. I'm going to take a swig first. On to the championship game, of the year. You got the LA Finesse versus the Philadelphia Smeagol's for the title, the championship belt. Finesse coming out of the West, Smeagol's coming out of the East yet again. Smeagol's have been here before, and they have won here before. Finesse have never been here. Not as the Catalina Wine Mixers. Their coach, E-Man, has never been here before in the title match. And you got E-Man versus P-Man. Finesse, Smeagol's. Colorful, dark, and scary. This is going to be a match for the ages. And let's take a look at the lineups. Coming up first, you got the Smeagol's. Philadelphia Smeagol's looking damn solid. They got Tua Tagovailoa, who, he's got the icicles on him. Not looking too hot. They have to start him instead of pretty boy Garoppolo. And Tagovailoa has looked good this season, but the last few weeks has not put up the amount of points that you would really want. So this Smeagol's lineup is a little beat up, and they have to play some really young guys on a very old squad. So maybe that'll give the spark to the rest of the guys. But at running back, they got Ezekiel Elliott, and Alvin fucking Kamara. Solid 1-2 punch there. And then in the wide receiver spot, you got Amari Cooper, Jalen Waddle, and then you got rookie Devontae Smith at the flex. And I think this may be Devontae Smith's first start for the Smeagol's this season. I'm not sure. Maybe the Smeagol's can confirm that to me, but I haven't seen him in the lineup that I know of this year. And this is a huge spot for him. Devontae Smith has been known to come out big in big games. Can he do it for the Smeagol's in the championship match? And then, of course, he's got his rock, his man, Drews. Mark Andrews, a tight end, fucking killing it the last few weeks. I mean, this guy has been on an absolute tear. And it's funny because no one thought he would finish tight end 1 on the year. But as it stands now, he is number 1 in tight end the last 3 games for Mandrews. 23, 30, 22. Holy shit. I mean, he's gotten at least 7 targets since week 3 in every game. At least 7 targets. And at least 3 catches in all of those games. The fewest amount of points he scored was 5 in those games since week 2. So Mandrews is killing it at the tight end spot. You still got Matt Gay, who, again, like I said last week, he's putting up double digits. That's solid. But you got a little bit of a change up in that front 7 here. You got Sam Hubbard at defensive line for the Smeagol's, and this is an interesting pick because Sam Hubbard hasn't really done that much this season, and they're playing him over. Honestly, I can't remember who the hell they had last week, but he's off the team, and this is going to be a risky pick because Sam Hubbard has the ability to put up 15, but he also has the ability to put up a goose egg. So that's going to be a very interesting pick there. And then, of course, you got Darius Leonard, who didn't play last week for this team. They had Jordan Brooks in there, who was solid. And Darius Leonard, though, on the year, pretty solid. But again, he didn't play last week. So this is a risky pick for the Smeagol's. Can that work out? And, of course, they got Poyer, who was pretty solid last week at defensive back. He scored he was not solid. Maybe he should have the icicles, to be honest with you. Hold on a second. Give me 1 second here. Let's put that over on Poyer. Because this guy, he only put up 2.5 last week. I can't trust him. 4.5 the game before. 10.5 that, the other in week 14, but it didn't matter at that point. So maybe Poyer deserves the icicles. And Tagovailoa deserves a pass at this point. But that's the Smeagol's. Let's get on to the LA Finesse. This team, this team is scary. They got Patrick Mahomes, who is finally, he's kind of, it's weird to say that Tagovailoa, to say that Mahomes was having a bad season even when he was putting up 31, 21, and 36 on these in-between weeks. But the other weeks, he was putting up 6, and 13, 7, and 12. But the last 3 weeks, 19, 30, 21. So can Mahomes keep it together for one more game against the Cincinnati Bengals and stay hot for this team? The LA Finesse need it, because if they don't have Mahomes, then they don't have Kelsey. And Kelsey, holy shit, this guy just put up 36 in the last game. I would put the fire on him. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to put the fire on him. Where's the fire? Where's the fire? It's right here. Let's put it on Kelsey because he put up 36 last game. Maybe he deserves it over Mahomes. They need this man to put up 36 again to have a chance against the Smeagol's. Very damn solid. But, again, you got Josh Jacobs and Aaron Jones at running back. Damn solid combo. And then, of course, you got Debo. You got Debo. And then CeeDee Lamb, who has been lately, only because the Dallas defense has been solid, the run game's been going, so they haven't needed to really pass the CD lately. But even when they did, he hasn't been coming up huge, so that's why he's got the icicles this week. And then at flex, they got Damian Harris, who is still questionable to play. And I'm assuming if Damian Harris does not go, they don't have James Robinson, who was on IR now. So I'm assuming they're going to put in OBJ at flex. Maybe Marlon Mack, and maybe Marquez Valdez-Scantling, a.k.a. MVS, for the Packers. But it's going to be a cold game. in Cheese Town this week, so I doubt that he's going to put in one of those guys, but we don't know what's going to happen at the flex spot. At kicker, he's got your boy Bass, solid, Trey Hendrickson, Fred Warner, and Justin Simmons. Same defense as last week, same special teams, looking solid there. And the question is, what is going to happen in this game? What's going to happen? Because, you know, the Smeagol's, they secured the top spot in the East. And then they took down their own brother in the process. The Smeagol's have held the belt before. And they want their precious back in Philly. But on the flip side, the LFNS were rebranded. They used to be the Catalina Wine Mixers, and they made it to the championship in their first year. Can Coach E-Man defeat an old foe to claim his first ever title? It's going to be close. Will the Smeagol's be the first team in Dynasty area? Will the Smeagol's be the first team in the Dynasty era, thank you, I got words, to hold 2 titles, or will there be yet another first-time chance in the Finesse? Can the Finesse win the champ for the first time? We will see. Let's get on to the predictions. Again, predictions, I let it up to you guys, but as of recording this video, it's still 4-4-4-4. I don't know, how can I fucking make you see? Sorry, I can't even see it. Jesus. It's still 4-all for both of the picks. So, I'm going to leave it like this. These were my picks, so whatever. But again, it doesn't really matter. I got the Wise Guys over the Bunny Bangers in the shit matchup of the week. Who cares? I got the Voyagers, of course, over the Heaters in the $150 free agent Money Bowl. Who cares? I got the Tiger Sharks over the Dumpster Fire for that #1 overall pick and rivalry game of the week. And I got the Finesse winning their first belt ever. It's going to be E-Man's belt next year, guys. That's what I got. That's what I got. If you disagree with me, fuck you. Take some of those, all right? But basically, that's about it, guys. We're running at 22 minutes. Fuck me, it's only 2 games, but, you know, takes a little while. But that's about it. And thank you to everyone this year. Cheers to everyone who's lost. That's basically everyone except for E-Man and P-Man. Cheers, guys. It's been a great year. Next week, after the title game, we will have the voting for the awards. Again, there's one more video after this, which is the end of season awards ceremony. Okay, we will all vote on offensive player of the year, defensive player of the year, all that shit. Team name, maybe. Ticking time out, all that shit. But that'll be next year. That'll be next week. And I'll probably take a week off from putting the videos out, and then I'll probably put the awards video before the Super Bowl, but probably in a couple of weeks. So I'll probably take a week off or something like that, or I may put it out next week. I don't fucking know, but I'll probably leave the voting up for a week, just like I did last year, to where we can do it, and then I can edit the video and whatever and all that kind of shit. But yeah, guys, cheers. Good luck, E-Man and P-Man. Good luck, Rico and Hunter in the Bullshit Bowl. And to everyone else, we suck ass. You better draft better, or we're going to fucking suck next year. Cheers, guys.